Excuse me. Welcome to the Cahn Solo Podcast, or should I say the Stu Solo Podcast. Yeah, that's right. I'm taking over this week. I'm your host, Stu the Talking Bear. I know this is a little confusing to those of you who are listening, but Sam and I, we sound a lot alike, or so we've been told. So if you're listening, I apologize if it's a little confusing, but if you're watching, it's very clear that I am talking right now, as Sam's a little spaced out right now. He's actually watching Rocky 2 on YouTube. So Sam and I decided every 10th episode he's gonna take the week off, because this can sometimes get to be a lot for him, especially since I can't edit because I don't have hands. So it's really difficult for me to help out, but I do sit here and I look pretty handsome. So I provide that. I provide, some jokes when before the episode and after the episode. We talk about what he should say, what kind of jokes he should make. So if they're funny, if you laugh, if you've ever laughed at him, that was me. If you rolled your eyes and you thought this guy fucking sucks, that was him. Today's gonna be a quickie. We're gonna do. I always, whenever Sam does the "Am I the Asshole?" I always want to chime in and say something, but since we sound so much alike, I don't want to confuse our audience, because it sounds like two of us. It sounds like we're the same person just talking over each other, and that would be extremely confusing. So I let him do his thing. But this week, it's all about Stu, baby. So I'm gonna do Am I the Asshole? Because I've always wanted to do this. I think it's really fun, and I think that I have a unique point of view, because I'm a bear. So I'm gonna be thinking about these situations a little differently than my counterpart here. So we're gonna get into it. Oh, first I want to say thank you to we now have 3 Patreons, which is awesome. I don't really understand the concept of money, of currency, but Sam appreciates it. I just like to send out the stickers. I think that's a lot of fun. So thank you to the trio who are now a part of the Patreon club, or whatever we call it. I don't know. I can't read. But we're gonna do Am I the Asshole? I just said I can't read, but I'm gonna guess what I think each word is on the screen, and hopefully it makes sense what I'm talking about. So I think we're gonna do 4 of these. Yeah, we'll do 4 of them, and then we're gonna call it a day. And then next week Sam is gonna be back. If you miss Sam, then congratulations, he's coming back. If you want Sam to fuck off, tune in for episode 30, because that's when I'll be back. And hopefully this isn't the highest rated episode, because that will destroy Sam, knowing that I'm better than him, which I am. So let's get to it, huh? Am I the asshole for refusing to pay for my gender reveal cupcakes? Uh-oh. I, female, 22, found out last week my first baby's gender, and it's a little girl. My family are excited about it, and I decided to do a gender reveal over Easter weekend. I had this planned for Saturday, so a few days before, I asked a small local business if she could please make 12 cupcakes with pink and blue icing on top, and pink icing in the middle. She agreed and said they would be ready to collect Friday evening. The plan was to pick the cakes up Friday, invite friends and family over Saturday, and give some guests a cupcake, which would reveal the gender. I only invited a few guests, as my apartment is fairly small and I didn't want to do a large gender reveal anyway, just something fun and cute. Plus, everyone loves cupcakes. Excuse me. So Friday evening came. The small business owner, Claire, gave me her address to collect the cakes from, said they would cost $25 and they are ready to collect whenever. I drove to her apartment and knocked on the door. She greeted me there with the box of cupcakes and they looked amazing. They were exactly how I imagined them and thanked her for them. She gave me the box, but just as she did, her large pet dog came running up to me, barking, and jumped at me, knocking the box of cupcakes all over the floor. I would have ate that dog. Claire apologized and shut the dog inside. He was still barking and jumping at the door. She said it's because he gets excited when people come and visit, but he wouldn't have hurt me because he's friendly. At this point, I didn't know the damage to the cupcakes as the box landed upside down. I picked it up and the cakes were ruined. The icing had smashed all over the box and some cakes had spilled out onto the ground. Claire looked horrified, as I understand she spent a few hours making them for me. She apologized and said she could remake them for free, but they wouldn't be ready until Sunday. I said, unfortunately, I'm expecting my guests tomorrow and Sunday is no good, as I already had other plans. I explained I wouldn't be paying for these cupcakes as they were inedible and ruined by her dog. We agreed payment upon receiving the goods, and since I never received them, I wouldn't be paying. She said that I should still pay, as she had to buy ingredients for the cakes, and the cost of eggs has gone up, meaning she would be out of pocket. I said if she had control of her dog, then they wouldn't have been dropped, and I'm sorry, but again, I wouldn't be paying. I got in my car and left without the cupcakes. I still had guests attend on Saturday. I announced the gender in person rather than with the cupcakes, but it was still nice spending time with friends and family. My family were all happy, but my sister-in-law said I should have still paid for the cupcakes as she accepted it was her fault and offered to remake them for me. I personally don't think I should have had to pay for them, but now I'm feeling guilty as I understand it's a small business and a loss of profit would affect her a lot harder than a larger business. Am I the asshole? No, you are not. And Claire is not an asshole either, but she is stupid. Claire, you have a big dog that you know runs up to people and jumps on them. Why are you handing off a box of cupcakes that you spent all this time on to a client and you let your dog do this? You know the dog does this. I would have ate that fucking dog. That's what I would have done. Right there. Right on the spot. Dog jumps up, boom. Stu's having lunch. I'm having the dog. I can't figure out why Claire didn't put the dog away ahead of time. It says, Claire apologized and shut the dog inside. She said it's because he gets excited when people come and visit. So put him away. Put him away before someone comes to visit, Claire. God damn, you're not an asshole, you're stupid. I can't think of why you wouldn't have thought like, oh, a company's coming over. Time to put Rufus away. It's a 5-minute transaction. Your client is coming over, picking up cupcakes, and leaving. Why would you even risk Rufus to act like this? Unfortunate. You're not the asshole. Don't pay a cent. And why would you? The transaction was, I'm going to pick up cupcakes for the day that I needed them. I didn't get to have them. I am not going to pay for them. Simple equation. I don't understand why the sister-in-law wanted you to pay for them either. Like, why? You pay for them, sister-in-law. I will eat your face. Sorry, excuse me. Lesson learned. This is a lesson learned, Claire. You put the dog away. Put Rufus away, and there's not even a chance this could happen. If he's behind, if he's locked in the bathroom or whatever for 5 minutes, there's no way this could ever happen again. So, lesson learned. Sorry it cost you a little money, but yes, you're not the asshole. Claire's not the asshole. Rufus should be better trained. Sister-in-law sucks. Case closed. On to the next one. Am I the asshole for hiding vegetables in my boyfriend's food? Throwaway because he spends a lot of time on Reddit. Of course he does. This is the most ridiculous argument I've had with a grown man. I, 28 female, have been with my boyfriend, 36 male, for a year, and we moved in together about 4 months ago. One of the first things I noticed about my boyfriend was that he never really ate vegetables. He would sometimes eat them if we were out at a restaurant and they came as part of his meal. But he never ate them when I cooked for him. Originally, I thought that maybe my cooking was the problem, so I asked him if he enjoyed my food, and he told me he loves my cooking. On nights I didn't cook for him, he ate exclusively frozen foods and never ate the vegetables in those either. Naturally, he has some health issues. No fucking shit. Vitamin deficiencies, etc. He had phrased it to me as if he was somehow just genetically unlucky. I believed it for a while because I don't know how that stuff works, but eventually it became clear to me it's because he voluntarily eats a vegetable like once a month. 6 months ago, I started hiding vegetables in my cooking. Jesus Christ. 36? He was 36, right? Yeah, he was 36 years old. Okay, just making sure. If I was making pasta, I'd put the vegetables in I'd usually put in for myself, then take half out and blend it so he wouldn't notice the vegetable chunks, and then I'd tell him I just scooped the vegetable out of his portion. This happens more often now we live together because I do all of the cooking. He's been telling me a lot lately, he's been feeling a lot better the past few months, and has even had his doctor reduce the dosage on some of his medications, and he hasn't had to take his multivitamin in weeks. I kept my mouth shut because I'm just glad he's feeling better, and it really does me no harm to hide the vegetables in his food. Yesterday, I was making one of our regular pasta meals. It's one that's very easy to hide at least 4 vegetables in, and I was about to blend my boyfriend's portion when the blender died mid-blend. I had to serve it in all its vegetable chunk glory. My boyfriend refused to eat the vegetables, but when he tasted the sauce, he said it's weird how it tastes the exact same even though this one has vegetables in it. So I confessed. He screamed at me and called me a controlling bitch and said that it's none of my business if he thinks vegetables don't do anything. I pointed out he said he felt better. He said his health was none of my business and that I'm a controlling, judgy asshole, and stormed out of our apartment to stay with his sister. His sister texted me to say he's fine, but she agrees with him. My friends agree it's ridiculous that he didn't eat vegetables, but agree I'm being an asshole. Am I the asshole? No, you're not. Your boyfriend has been alive for 3 decades plus an additional 6 years, and the fact that he's acting like an 8-year-old is concerning. I don't know how you live with this. This is sad. I'm embarrassed for you, too. The fact you've secretly been prolonging this guy's life for 6 months and his doctor is cutting back on his medications and he hasn't had to take a multivitamin and he's feeling better. Why is he angry? Like, even I fucking eat vegetables. I'm usually eating salmon and like other animals, but every now and then I'll have some berries. I'll have a little berry. It's delicious. It's good. Wait, no, berries are fruit. But you get my point. I fucking eat healthy when I need to. And this guy is extremely irresponsible, especially when he says his health was none of your business. That's your man. You moved in together. Are you guys trying to live a life together? Does he want to grow old? All right, have a heart attack, bro. Ignore him. Ignore him when he has his heart attack. Health is none of your business. Let him do it. Also, stop cooking today. No more cooking. He cooks. He cooks his own fucking shit. He does his little frozen dinners and he scoops out the vegetables and throws them in the trash. This guy sucks. I want to eat him. He sounds like a toddler and I just excuse me. Sorry. All right, we're gonna read some of the other answers. Not the asshole. This is a grown man 8 years older than you. If he has a problem with your cooking, let him make his own food. Totally agree. He's also coddled by his sister. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. What the fuck was that? The sister is agreeing with him? That whole family's probably off. I'm sorry that you moved in with this guy. I don't know when your lease is up. I would consider abandoning ship. I know this is a little dramatic of me, but this guy sounds like he sucks, especially to get mad at you, screaming at you, and calling you a controlling bitch is a lot. He could have easily been like, hey, I don't appreciate that you did that for me, making me healthy and all. Please don't do that anymore. But for him to get angry about this, and this is me trying to side with him. If I'm just a normal bear here, he should be thanking you. I think this guy might just not be able to control his emotions, and he probably was more upset that he felt tricked. Like, you beat him at something. So, fuck this guy, and I would keep taking his portion of the vegetables. More vegetables for you, baby. You're gonna be living twice as long as this guy. I would be surprised if he makes it to 50, and that's pushing it. Because he's 36, and he's not touching any vegetables. And I don't know. I hope I'm wrong, but we'll see what happens. All right, number 3. Am I the asshole for embarrassing my sister's friend and making her feel unwelcome? My sister, cousin, and a couple friends came over last night after work. My sister brought a friend of hers I'd only met a few times that I've never had any issue with. At one point, I went to the bathroom and the ladies were in the living room, calmly enjoying wine. When I came out, my sister's friend was in the kitchen, arguing with my son. I asked her what she was doing. She said my son went into the kitchen to get food, and she told him to wait until I came out of the bathroom to ask me for permission. I stared at her for a second and then said, "Who the fuck are you? You don't live here. He does. Who are you to tell him he can't go in his own kitchen?" She looked surprised and said she was trying to be helpful. I repeated my question of why she thought it was okay to tell someone they can't use their own kitchen when she's a guest in someone else's house. She dodged the question and then brought up that she's a teacher, which isn't even relevant, and sometimes kids try to get around the rules. I asked her what that has to do with anything. I then asked who even gave her permission to go in my kitchen. She said she followed my son in. I said, "So you think my son needs permission to go in his own kitchen, but you can go wherever you like in my house without invitation? So you have more rights here than he does?" She said she didn't feel welcome anymore and was leaving. Bye! She went back to the living room, grabbed her bag, and walked out. My sister asked what happened, and I explained, excuse me, and I explained that she had a disagreement with my son. My cousin and some of the other ladies said they thought it was strange she followed him into the kitchen and had been wondering why she did that, and thought her motive was weird as hell. My sister and a couple other ladies said her behavior was perfectly normal and I was unnecessarily hostile to her. My cousin said, "But why would you confront a child you don't know instead of saying something to the aunt who's right here? That's so weird." Everyone but my sister acknowledged that part was weird and we all moved on. Later, my sister confronted me privately and said she was upset I chased off her friend. She said she really likes this woman and that I was way over the top in the way I spoke with her. I can be a little extra when it comes to defending my kid, so was I an asshole? No. And I would never allow this woman into my house again. She is crazy. Why the fuck did she go follow your kid into the kitchen and then argue with him? What were you arguing with this kid about? Hey, you need to wait for your mom to get out of the bathroom. What did you think the mom was gonna do when she got out of the bathroom? Side with you? Go into the kitchen and be like, "Yeah, thanks. Hey, strange lady, thanks for yelling at my kid. He shouldn't have been in the kitchen." How do you fucking know those are the rules? It didn't mention how old this kid was, but I don't think that should even matter. Even if this was a little delicious looking 3-year-old kid walking into the kitchen, I wouldn't be like, "Hey, wait for your mom." What the fuck? No, that's not my place. The kid clearly has done this before, and guess what? If the kid isn't supposed to be in there, mama's gonna lay down the punishment when she gets out of the potty. She's not gonna walk out of the bathroom, catch the kid, and be like, Why didn't you say something, stranger? Why didn't you stop my child? God, I was hoping that you would have said something to my kid." I always think it's so funny when people try to include their job into something that they're doing. Like when it said that she brought up she's a teacher. It's not relevant. All right? You work with kids. Big fucking deal. It reminds me, I was on a flight last month, and I mean, Sam was on a flight. He told me this story. And there was a woman that kept, as they were getting on the plane, this woman kept bringing up that she is a flight attendant and was doing all this extra shit as they got on the plane. And the flight attendants that were trying to check if her bag was too big for the overhead storage or whatever, she was like, "Oh no, trust me, it's gonna fit. I'm a flight attendant, I know." And they're like, "Hey, bitch, we're on the clock right now. We need to check. This is our job. We're not going to let you on because if that bag doesn't fit, guess what? Now we gotta go and do all this. And the fact that she kept saying it over and over, like even as they were walking down to get on the plane, she would mention it to anybody who was around. Oh yeah, I'm a flight attendant. Yeah, so I know this flight is gonna be we should be landing in exactly 7 hours and 13 minutes, right? Yeah, I'm a flight attendant. I've done this flight before. It's like, shut the fuck up. Like, cool, good for you, but shut the fuck up. It's like when cops get pulled over by other cops and they're like, yeah, I'm a cop actually. Hey man, you are going 75 miles per hour in a 35 zone. I'm not just gonna let you off. And also, what is you telling me you're a cop gonna do? I'm a cop too, and I need to do this. So my whole point is this lady's saying she's a teacher just because she like works with kids. What? Anyway, not the asshole, not at all. And if I got out of the bathroom and I saw that lady talking to my kid, I would have ate her right there. I would have just put her up on the table. I would have just, and this might, all right, this, it sounds weird, but I would have eaten her. I would have, okay. All right, we're gonna do the last one. You doing all right there, Sam? This is Rocky 2, right? Where he rematches Apollo, right? Does he win in this one? Does he win in the first one? Or is it a tie? No, Rocky loses in the first one. They rematch, and then I'm not going to give away the movie. Well, you've seen it before. Anyway, am I the asshole for not letting my nephew bring his service dog to my wedding? I, 27 female, am getting married in a few months to my fiance, 28 male. We have been planning our dream wedding for over a year and everything is finally falling into place. However, there is one issue that has been causing quite a bit of controversy in our family. My nephew, 18 male, James, has a service dog, Max, for his anxiety and panic attacks. Max is a well-trained and well-behaved dog, and he has been a great help to James over the years. Sounds like Max should go talk to that Cupcake dog. However, I am severely allergic to dogs to the point where I could have a severe reaction if I am around them for an extended period of time. This is something my family is well aware of. When we sent out the invitations for our wedding, we made it clear that there would be a strict no pets policy due to my allergies. James and his parents approached us and asked if Max could be an exception, as he is a service dog and not just a pet. I might as well stop right here. You're not the asshole. I'm going to tell you right now, you're not the asshole at all. And the parents right there, they're the assholes. But we're going to keep going anyway. They assured us that Max would be on his best behavior and that he would not cause any problems. As much as I understand the importance of Max to James, I had to say no. My wedding day is supposed to be one of the happiest days of my life, and I do not want to risk having a severe allergic reaction during the ceremony or reception. I explained this to James and his parents, and I offered to help find alternative accommodations for Max during the wedding. However, my decision has caused a lot of controversy in the family. Some of my relatives believe that I am being selfish and inconsiderate, while others understand my point of view and support my decision. James is understandably upset, and I feel terrible about this situation. So, am I the asshole for not allowing my nephew to bring his service dog to my wedding? Nope. The bride always wins in these situations. There's absolutely no reason that this bride should risk having a severe allergic reaction because the nephew needs the service dog. And Max is going to be there as both a hero and a villain because he might be causing near death to the bride, but he's also comforting James, who James is probably going to have a panic attack watching his aunt having a severe allergic reaction because of Max. It's almost comical, but keep the dog at home. You got to keep the dog at home. James, maybe you need to be at home too. If you can't be at this wedding, I'm sorry, you're going to have to sit it out because here's the thing. The bride has to be at the wedding. Nephew, you do not. And if you gotta stay home, you gotta stay home. I'm sure that she'll understand too. If you can't be in public like this, I'm sure that your aunt is gonna be totally cool with you sitting this one out. Maybe do a Zoom attendance or something, I don't know. But yet the dog is well behaved. This isn't about that. And the fact that James's parents said, hey, Max is gonna be on his best behavior. That's not what this is about. It's about the allergy. It's not, oh, I think your dog is gonna like run around and fuck up everything and knock cupcakes out of everyone's hands. He's a service dog. He's a great dog. She gets that. It's the thing that she can't do anything about being allergic to the dog. And the dog is going to be brushing up against people. People are going to be petting the dog maybe. And it's eventually, they're going to be hugging the bride. The hair is going to get on. It's not going to be pretty. So keep the dog at home. I can't believe any of your relatives called you selfish and inconsiderate. You know what? I'm going to say the parents are the assholes in this situation. I don't like that they approached the bride and groom and asked if they could be the exception. I don't like that. I think if you are sending out invitations and if you fucking say, I want you to show up in your swim trunks and do a backflip to your seats, that's what they fucking want. And that's their wedding. And for you to be like, well, hey, can Max come? 'Cause he's a service dog. He's not just a pet. It's about the allergies, baby. As the bride is wheezing on the floor and struggling to breathe, it doesn't matter that Max is a service dog. She's dying. It doesn't matter. You don't get to go, well, he's a good dog. He's killing the bride. And then guess what? You're going to have some crazy fucking story that Mr. Ballin is going to tell. And all the true crime podcasts. Because of this. Because of Max. All right? I would fucking eat Max. That's what I would do. If he... Sorry, excuse me. Just stay home. It's so easy. Stay home. It's a wedding. It's going to be boring anyway. Nephew, James, it's going to be boring. You don't even want to be there. You're going to have panic attacks anyway. And just stay home, relax, hang out with Max. Hang out with Max at home. Okay, I think that was 4. I think that'll do it for us. Sam, I'm sorry that you're still gonna have to edit this. I hope that it's not too stressful, too time consuming. But we'll be back to our regular programming next week, complete with our new theme song that we've been working very hard on. And I had a good time today. We had a good time, didn't we, Sam? Oh, he's still watching Rocky. So we'll see you next week. Again, thank you to the Patreon fans and everybody who's watching us still. We really appreciate it. It means the world. We're still getting new subscribers trickling in, and everybody, we love everybody so much. It's amazing that people are tolerating us, and just really thank you so much. And that'll I always wanted to do this. Sam, is there anything you'd like to add? Salmon is pretty tasty, I have to admit. However, I prefer trout to salmon, but that's just me. Anyway, if you go camping and you leave food in your car, guess what? You deserve what's gonna happen to your vehicle, because we will break in. We love doing that shit. 1, we get to vandalize, and we're not charged with any crimes because we're bears. And then we also get free food. So if you go camping, leave that food in your car, and we'll take care of it. And if you go shopping and you get some trout, all right, you get some honey, maybe get that tea with the bear sleeping on the little couch with the fireplace where he's all cozy, and you use a cart. Push that sucker back in the cart return where it belongs, okay? All right. Thank you very much, and we'll see you... Excuse me. We'll see you next week.